open arms and helped us to build our dreams. The encouragement and the opportunities accorded to us have enabled many of us to make significant contributions to the growth and prosperity of this nation and also our own. Today, we gather together on the eve of the Saudi National Day, and let us pledge our support and allegiance to this wonderful country which has been our home for several years. May the flag of this great nation flutter high. May the flag of our aspirations fly higher under the patronage of this great nation. Wishing you all a very happy Saudi National Day. So, the theme of the day is, may the flag of our aspirations fly high. Fellow Toastmasters, with that small introduction and note to all of us on this wonderful eve of Saudi National Day, let us enter into the educational session. And to help me conduct the the educational session, I have a diligent team of assignees whom I wish to introduce. I request all of you to please hold your applause until all the assignees are introduced. As the general evaluator tonight, we have Toastmaster Chandirasekaran, whom I will introduce in detail during the evaluation session. Toastmaster Chandira, can you please explain your role as a general evaluator tonight? Toastmaster Chandira.
Yeah, please unmute yourself.
Okay. Good evening, Toastmasters. Gus, as a general evaluator, my role is to evaluate to call for this evaluator, to introduce the evaluator in this meeting. And then after evaluation session, I will briefly describe the entire proceedings of this meeting, what happened and what needs to be improved in the end of the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chandira. As the Wordmaster and Grammarian, we have a very diligent and enthusiastic member. He serves Saudi Chevron Phillips as a senior process engineer. In order to give us an impetus to the Toastmasters aspirations of his wife, he has her also to join the club. She has made a mark as an important member of the Arabian family. Together, they play an important role in the growth of the Arabian family and the club. So please help me welcome Toastmaster Uday as the Wordmaster and Grammarian.
Am I audible?
Yes, audible.
Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sneha Suresh, for that high elevator introduction. My wife is here. She's listening to. They are so inspired with your inspiration and impetus talk. Thank you. A warm good evening to fellow Toastmasters and guests. My role as a grammarian is to pay attention to the good use of English and provide suggestions for improvements at the end of the meeting. I will present my report to you. Before that, I would like to introduce the word of the day. The word of the day is to help fellow members to enrich your vocabulary in preparing your next speech and beyond. For this meeting, the word of the day is impetus. You can pronounce as impetus. It's a noun meaning force or energy with which a body moves. The word originated from Latin. I have chosen this word to close to the theme of the day, which means momentum in ourselves, related to freedom fighting, patriotism, also keeping your motivation high. You can see in the presentation, the left side you can find the dove, and the right side you can find the snowball, which is moving into. The PowerPoint is clearly visible for you. You are encouraged to use the word of the day. The synonyms for this impetus, momentum, propulsion, or impulsion, impelling force, motive force. Some of the sentences or examples are Dr. Martin Luther King's speeches, where the impetus behind the civil rights movement. A tightened deadline caused Toastmasters an impetus to complete the project. including me and my wife as well. The high crime rate was the impetus for the hiring of 100 police officers in our city. Mahatma Gandhi's desire to become to get the freedom from Britishers became his impetus to become more successful on independence. We are encouraged to use the word of the day as frequent as you could in this meeting. I could able to see already Toastmaster Ravish and Toastmaster Sneha Suresh are already using this word. I keep counting on it, and I'll give the count how frequent it's being used at the end of the session. I'll provide my report at the end of the meeting. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Uday. I request all the speakers and assignees to please use the word impetus in all their speeches. As a timer tonight, we have one of the latest entrants to the club. He delivered a fine icebreaker last meeting. An endearing person who does not believe in being formal in life. He believes in being simple, humble, and affectionate with all. I'm sure he's going to be a very valuable member of our club. I would like to welcome Toastmaster Yassine to explain his role and function as a timer.
Thank you for this nice presentation. Okay, my role as a timer is to keep track of the time for all the speeches and the evaluation sessions. For prepared speeches, the time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes, as grace period of 30 seconds shall be allowed on the maximum time limit. Green light shall indicate the minimum time, yellow shall be shown on the 6 minutes, and red light will be shown the max limit and will remain on. There will be no indication at the end of the grace period. For table topic, the time allotted is 1 to 2 minutes with an additional grace period of 30 seconds. Yellow light shall be shown at 2 minutes. For evaluation, the minimum qualifying time is 2 to 3 minutes with a grace period of 30 seconds on either side. Yellow shall indicate taken by each speaker at the end of each session when called upon to do so.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yassine. Now, in the role of we have a member who is an enthusiastic person. She was one of the most visible members and a part of every, we have been missing her presence in the last couple of meetings, but here she is again tonight as to serve you as the our counter. Toastmaster Rupa, can you please explain your role as our counter? Madam Rupa?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Madam Sneha, for that wonderful introduction. And I too miss the club a lot. And I'm glad to be back again. So today my role is that of an counter. Unknowingly or knowingly, we tend to use some of the words such as some of the pauses and filler words such as I know, you know, I mean, and all such kind of words in our speech. These kind of words reduce the effectiveness of the speech delivery. As an counter, I'll be noting down all these words and reading out at the end of the meeting when called upon to do so. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster Rupa. To serve as the anchor and the person who will choreograph the entire meeting, we have a senior member and the past president of the club. A very meticulous and hardworking leader. He will help us take control of this virtual meeting and guide us virtually throughout today. Toastmaster Chinmaya, can you please acknowledge your presence, explain your role as Zoom master and vote counter tonight?
Good evening all. Myself, Toastmaster Chinmaya. I will be Zoom master for today evening session. And as a vote counter, I will at the end of each session, I will introduce the poll for the polling and for 30 seconds. And at the end of the meeting, when I will be called upon to declare the result, I will do so. Thank you, and back to Madam Toastmaster Sneha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chinmay. I have introduced all my assignees, and please give them all a wonderful round of applause. I'm sure they will do an excellent job tonight. Without further ado, let me enter into the educational session, which has some interesting speeches and an excellent workshop for which all the members are eagerly waiting, and I'm sure will benefit to a great extent. Let me go into the first speaker. The first speaker is presenting her Pathways 2, Project 1. Her evaluator is Toastmaster Abhilash. Toastmaster Abhilash, can you please read out the purpose statement of her project?
Madam Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening to all of you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The speaker is presenting the first speech of second Pathways, that is understanding your leadership style. The purpose of this speech is to identify her primary leadership style or styles. Also to share some aspect of her primary leadership style or discuss leadership styles in general. Time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. Title of the speech is In Love with Risk. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhilash. The first speaker tonight is a very meticulous, diligent, and committed Toastmaster who does everything she takes up with great commitment and passion. A doctor by profession, she is currently serving as the club Vice President Education. Please help me welcome Madam Toastmaster Dr. Sheetal Agarwal as the first speaker. The title of her speech is In Love with Risk. In Love with Risk, Madam Toastmaster Sheetal Agarwal.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for the wonderful introduction. Is I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
I'm visible clearly?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Thank you. If your action inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and achieve more, you are a leader. For me, my parents are the world's best leader because they taught me that there are no secrets to the success. It is the ultimate result of the preparation, hard work, learning from failures, and the courage to take the risk. Dear Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and respected guests, very warm good evening to all of you. My parents were quite strict with me to follow certain rules and regulations and be disciplined. Sometimes I had a doubt, are they quite autocratic? But I was wrong. As I grew up, I realized that they were preparing me to face any challenge ethically, to be bold, courageous, and willing to take the risk. Let me share one of their bold and a brave decisions. When my blind sister completed her BSc and wanted to study further, my parents took the decision and allowed her to travel 30 kilometers daily to complete her MSc in mathematics. After that, she completed her PhD in mathematics from IIT Madras and hold the honor to be first, yes, the first virtually blind woman in India to get the doctorate in any subject. That was a great achievement for my family. After that, after completing her PhD, she started working with the Madras University. She achieved many laurels in her profession and finally promoted as a director and head of the Ramanujan Institute of Advanced Study in Maths in Madras University in 2018. This shows that my parents were they had very strategic, vision-oriented and risk-taking leaders. I inherit this treasure from them. A leadership style is the method of leader by which he defines direction, implements the plan, and motivates the people. Various authors have proposed different leadership styles as exhibited by leaders in professional, business, or other fields. Few leadership styles are democratic, autocratic, transformational, coaching, strategic, motivational, altruistic, autotropic, and bureaucratic. But any leadership style has its own characteristics, advantages, and disadvantages. Every leader has their ineffable style of leadership, but the success depends on their adaptability according to the situation. Irrespective of any leadership style, the taking risk, clear vision, taking firm decision, and risk are the key elements to achieve your particular goal. Taking risk means stepping out of your comfort zone. For taking risks, you should have a clear vision for that. And it plays a very major role in the life of the leader. The risk-taking leaders are willing to go through the tough water to achieve their vision. However, they know that the greater their vision, the greater the focus needed, the greater the risk has taken, and hopefully greater will be the reward. Some people don't take risks simply because of fear. They are afraid of being failure, being vulnerable, being wrong, or they are not ready to accept their limits or their errors. For past few years, taking risk is treated like a disease. But nowadays, taking risk is valued because it gives you opportunities. It opens the doors of innovation. Just check how the leaders evaluate any opportunities. They focus on certain points. Those points are define clear goal and vision, evaluate your risk, measure your resources, and be aware of your abilities, study the positive and the negative outcomes, learn from past failures, increase your emotional intelligence, and the most important thing is prepare yourself for rejection and be ready to take the responsibility of the failure. Being a medical professional, we have to face one or other risk every day for our patient, as we human beings are not manufactured in a perfect predefined mold. In 2006, I was working with one multi-specialty hospital. It was my first job independently. One day, a patient with a fractured lower jaw came to our hospital, and he was supposed to be operated by fixing plates by a senior orthopedic surgeon. Because of his unavailability, the top management of the hospital referred that patient to me. What? I was very tense, as I never treated any such patient independently before. Failure of the treatment means a permanent paralysis of one side of the jaw. And saying no to treat means no job. What to do? Finally, I took risk and treated him. You know what? After 6 weeks, I got a call from an orthopedic surgeon. He told me, Dr. Sheetal, well done. In my career of 20 years, I could never achieve the perfect bite in any patient as much as in this patient. With that, I was above the cloud 9. And after that, many senior doctors in the town started referring jaw fracture patients to me. The one decision I took and the risk I took changed the complete path of my career. With that incident, I fell in love with taking risk. After taking risky step and accomplishing, one will get the different and the most beautiful image of the world. So now I strongly believe and love to take the firm decision and the risk, which are the characteristics of the authoritative and innovative leadership style. So overall, leadership is about clear vision and responsibility, not power. I believe in the old saying, with high risk comes high reward is still defensible. So dear Toastmasters, believe me, taking risk is not at all reckless as long as they are calculated. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster Sheetal, for that wonderful speech. So it was a very inspiring speech, and I think Saudi Arabia is missing the talent of a very talented doctor. I think you should seriously take a risk here and join back into your profession in this country.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. The second speaker is also presenting his pathway level 2 project 1. His evaluator is Toastmaster Amitabh Sarna. Toastmaster Amitabh, could you please read out the purpose statement of this project?
Yeah, good evening, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good
The
evening.
purpose statement is the same, which was for Madam Toastmaster Sheetal Agarwal. So I think we can move forward.
Okay, thank you very much, Toastmaster Amitabh. The second speaker tonight is like one of those scientists who has achieved his doctorate, but has registered himself for another. He has achieved his Distinguished Toastmasters Award, and as the first DTM of Arabian Toastmasters in 2009, he is back to take up the Pathways program. His zeal to learn is unparalleled and worthy of emulation. Fellow Toastmasters, please help me welcome DTM Suresh Kumar as the second speaker tonight. His title is My First Leadership Lesson. My First Leadership Lesson, DTM Suresh Kumar.
Right from my childhood, I always believed in teamwork. I always believed in collaboration and bringing consensus and working together. Even when as young boys, when we used to fight and have differing opinions, I used to be the person who used to bring people together and move on, just to have peace and move on with focus on what we want to do. Madam Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, good evening. I began my career as one among 80 engineer trainees. After a hectic 1 month of classroom training, we were all so excited to be sent out into the field. I was assigned to maintenance. We went about the task, learning the nuts and bolts, as we say, to understand the wide scope of maintenance, the various sections and departments, the procedures, and above all, the art and science of being able to lead a team. After 6 months of rigorous training, we were assigned to different sections. I was assigned as a static equipment engineer, while my friend Tangaraj was assigned as a rotating equipment engineer. By virtue of our assignments, we had to understand or know each other's teams, because many of our responsibilities were often overlapping, and so we had to work together as teams of leaders of 2 teams together. Tangaraj and I were friends from the training center, but our teams were not as familiar to us as ourselves. The organization was set up in such a way that while we were new engineers, the technicians were experienced and good old hands. And therefore, there was a little bit of resistance from them when they realized that a young engineer is going to come and take over as their leader. Although that's how the organization was set up, and that's what there was demand of the organization. So all of us had to face some sort of resistance when we started. But again, because of my innate being friendly and collaborative, I was aligned to my team, and we started working as a well-oiled machine. But Tangaraj, being a person of a little authoritative and bossy nature, he was having a little difficulty with his team. On one occasion, there was a critical pump that had failed, and we had to fix it because the plant was in urgent need of the pump back. So while Tangaraj was supervising his role as a rotating equipment engineer, I was taking care of the peripherals of fixing the piping and assisting them in this endeavor. And Tangaraj, being an authoritative leader, he wanted to do things the way he wanted to, not give the technicians a free hand. So at every point, he was telling them what to do. So the technicians just obeyed whatever he said, did exactly what he said, and we finished. By the end of the day, the pump overall was completed, and we installed the pump and started. The moment we started, within a few seconds, the whole pump ceased. Tangaraj was flustered. All it is just out is really shaken up and shaken like a leaf. He didn't know what to do. he had to eat all his pride and ask his technicians what to do. And the technicians thought this was the best chance to teach Tangaraj a lesson in humility. They said, you tell us what to do, you tell us what to do, you are the leader. We did exactly what you asked us to do, and see, this is the result. Now you tell us what we should do. Tangaraj was flummoxed. What next? He sought my help. Can you help me, Suresh? So I again tried to befriend his friend, my friendly demeanor to the fore, and try to convince his men to help us to finish, because I convinced them that if the task is incomplete, all of us will be blamed as a team, not just the leader. So please understand the requirements of the plan. The workers agreed, but they said on one condition, Suresh, we like your leadership style. So you be the leader. We will fix this pump, but we don't want this guy to stand here. I had no choice but to tell Tangaraj, please, Tangaraj, let's fix this pump. I will take care of the job. And I took the role, donned the role of Tangaraj. And by the end of within a few hours, we had fixed the pump and started running. That incident taught me a lesson, and I started analyzing the leadership skills of both Tangaraj and me. I realized that I was an affiliative leader, trying to collaborate and make things happen, while Tangaraj was an authoritative leader. But this lesson and this failure helped Tangaraj to understand that he has to change his ways and try to imbibe better qualities of leadership. And this actually helped me to understand, or helped me to realize and research a little more into leadership qualities. And I realized that there are 8 essential leadership qualities, being affiliative leadership, altruistic leadership, democratic leadership, coaching leadership, authoritative leadership, innovative leadership, bureaucratic leadership, and pace-setting leadership. Now, regardless of whatever your leadership style is, it's always better to understand the different types of leadership and try to learn from those leadership and make your leadership qualities better. Regardless of what type of leader you are, the most essential part of being a good leader is to have an effective communication skill. Very important to build a team. You must be able to communicate effectively and try to, as Stephen Covey said, first understand and then be understood. The second quality is to lead by example. Always try to be a leader and do it by example. And then have an open mind to be receptive to good ideas from your team. I have learned a lot from my technicians, and because it's important to have open-minded. Then you should demonstrate integrity. Most vital aspects of leadership. If these 4 leadership qualities, if you have as a leader, and if you understand and be able to collaborate with others, understanding your leadership style, analyzing all other leadership styles that are available, and imbibe upon the best quality available, everybody can be a leader. Yes, fellow Toastmasters, understand your leadership style. Analyze your leadership style with all the leadership styles available. Have an open mind, a receptive mind, and forging your team together. Communicate effectively, lead by example, and every one of us can be an effective leader at all times. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, DTM Suresh Kumar, for that very encouraging speech on leadership. That brings us to the end of the prepared speech session. Please give a thunderous round of applause to both our fabulous speakers tonight. Excellent speakers. Wonderful job done. I would like to now call upon our timer, Toastmaster Yassine, to give us his report. Toastmaster Yassine? Can you please give us the timings?
Of course. For Toastmaster Shital, she did 7 minutes, 29 seconds. For Toastmaster Suresh Kumar, he did 6 minutes, 52 seconds. Both of them are qualified.
Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters, both of them are qualified. So can I request the Zoom master to display the voting ballot?
Okay, I'm launching the poll. So please vote. It is open for 30 seconds. You all can see?
Yes, yes. I request the members to please vote for the best speaker tonight, keeping in mind the objectives of the speech, which is both are same in today.
Still 6 members to vote. Okay, I'm ending the polling within 5 seconds. Okay, thank you.
Toastmaster. Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Chinmay. We will be going into the evaluation session now. And to conduct the evaluation session tonight, we have a Toastmaster who looks into each and every aspect of the club's functioning in detail. During a short stint as the acting club treasurer, we all noticed his abilities to follow up and achieve. He did an amazing job as a club treasurer during that term. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Chandirasekaran to take you through the next session, that is the evaluation session.
Thanks, Toastmaster of the Day, Madam Toastmaster Sneha, for that wonderful introduction. Good evening, Toastmasters and honorable guests. Receiving an informed speech evaluation is a valuable part of developing public speaking competence. If you want to go forward to improve your speech making, you will realize receiving good feedback is vital. There is a proverb in my local language in Tamil, Vettada Murunga Maramam, Tatti Valarkada Pillayam will not grow well. In English, we all know the drumstick tree, right? We need to cut the tree frequently to get the fresh leaves. Similarly, in Toastmaster, we will not cut the Toastmaster like drumstick tree. Rather, we give positive feedback on their speech. Evaluation of the speech plays an important role, though each evaluator evaluates the speaker in unique style. But this makes the speaker encouraged, motivated to become a better and better speaker. Without spending much time, let's proceed for today's evaluation session. Is the timer ready? Toastmaster Yassine?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Thank you.
Okay, then let's start. To evaluate the speech of Madam Toastmaster Sheetal Agarwal, we have Toastmaster Abhilash, the person who introduced and ignited the dance to our Toastmaster Club. He was ex-president. I don't know the secret behind his youngness. Recently, he is one of my inspiration. How to maintain fitness even in the pandemic situation I could witness in the screen. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Abhilash to evaluate the speech of Madam Toastmaster Sheetal Agarwal.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for that warming introduction. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening once again, and congratulations Toastmaster Sheetal, Madam Toastmaster Sheetal, for successfully completing this project, fulfilling the project requirements, and in style. Hope you are listening me. Are you able to listen me all?
Yes.
Okay. Madam Toastmaster Sheetal, your speech was well crafted and you have delivered the speech with high enthusiasm and power. We could see the screen presence, even though we are in a virtual meeting with how much enthusiasm and power you are delivering the speech. So that is highly appreciated. You have crafted the speech well, keeping in mind all the requirements of the project. You don't have to search for the leadership qualities anywhere because you had the right fundamentals. Your parents were good leaders and visionary leaders. And so you got inspired from your parents and from your sister. And I have to tell you that we are all proud of your sister for that great achievement in that challenging in life. So let me tell you your start of the speech with all the fundamentals of the speech requirements of leaders, explaining how a leader should be with vision, taking risk, and all the other aspects. You have started the speech well, with your own personal example, and you have explained the different styles of leadership. What are the authentic styles of leadership in the world, and the leadership qualities, and your own personal example of job fixing. That was again how you have overcome the challenging situation in your life by taking risk, and how it given you, how productive it was in your life. So all these things came out very well, because it was all your personal experience. It was coming out well in the speech, and we could see the happiness and all the emotions coming on your face, and that was great to see. It was connecting to all the audience. So these are all the positive aspects of your speech, and keep going, keep moving forward. If you ask for the improvements, I could tell you that if you have added an incident or any such situation in your life where you have taken the lead, actually this is about your leadership style, and not about how you have achieved your qualities. So there is a difference, slight difference. So if you have include a situation where you have taken a lead and motivated others, so that is a change. So if you have motivated somebody in a situation, and you have taken the leadership and shown others how to overcome a challenging situation, so that some examples could have been added and helped in the speech objective. Otherwise, it was wonderful speech. Keep going. Happy to see your speech projects, and wishing you all the best. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhilash, for the wonderful evaluation. To evaluate the speech of DTM Suresh Kumar, we have Toastmaster Amitabh Sarna. He took all kind of roles in our club. Our past area director and my co-dancer, competitor, and he is my benchmark also. Whenever I dance, I follow him. At least I have to beat him during family day events. Recently, I admired about his dedication during his area director period. He was ensuring all the things before I perform my area level humorous competition, including my Zoom setup. In fact, he made my single bedroom become Zoom studio. Still, I am keeping that room ready for the next year competition. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Amitabh Sarna to evaluate the speech of DTM Suresh Kumar.
Good evening, everyone, and I hope everyone can listen to me. And a special good evening to DTM Suresh Kumar for successfully completing his good evening, Sureshji. Successfully completing his level 2 first project about the leadership quality. And as the speech title, my first leadership lesson, we could connect with you, because everyone goes through this phase whenever you join any company, that at that time you are novice and you don't know how to tackle the situation. Then because you gave a personal touch to this in your speech, it was more effective. You talked about two kind of although you touched all the 8 kind of leadership qualities, but you put an emphasis on the authoritative, which your friend was doing, Tanranja, and you yourself, where you were taking everyone together and sorting the things. In fact, I would say that the 5 good things which you gave us as for the good leader, that effective communication, lead by example, open mind to be receptive, forge team, and the final one is the most important, that we should imbibe the best of all 8 kind of leadership. So if we follow all these things, then we can be a good leader. So because when you started the speech, the opening sentence itself talked about what is your leadership, that you want to take everyone together and lead by the example. And we can correlate with this, because Arabians put an impetus on the quality, and you personify it. by leading with the example and your hard work. The thing where you can a little bit improve on is, I think there was lack of preparation because you are busy in too many things. Initially, when you started talking about the when you were talking about your experience in your first job, you were trying to search for the words and trying to make a continuous sentences. And the second thing where you can improve on is that I think you touched on all kind of leaderships and you gave an example, but you did not talk about your own leadership style. What kind of leadership you normally follow? Although we know because we are in touch with you, but you could have put a more impetus on that, and you could have given some more example how and why this kind of leadership which you follow is one of the best. Other than that, I thoroughly enjoyed your leadership, your speech, and all the best to you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amitabh Sarna. Dear Toastmasters, wasn't that evaluation session nice? We will certainly remember your evaluation points. Now, can I have timer's report, please? Toastmaster Yassine.
Toastmaster Yassine, you're on mute.
You have to unmute.
Sorry.
Thank you.
For Toastmaster Abhilash, he did 3 minutes, 19 seconds. For Toastmaster Amitabh Sarna, he did 2 minutes, 46 seconds. Both of them are qualified.
Thank you, Yassine. All are qualified. Now I request our report from our counter.
Hello, I have to launch the poll, I believe.
Yes, poll.
Okay, so just hold on. So we have two, Toastmaster Amitabh, Toastmaster Abhilash and Toastmaster Amitabh Sarna. So you can see the poll.
Yes.
Okay.
Toastmaster Lanka, once done, 10.
Yeah. So almost everybody already voted. So we have 5 more seconds to go. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lanka. Now I request our report from our counter, Madam Toastmaster Rupa.
Good evening again. So, Madam Toastmaster Sneha, 1 pause and 1 filler. Toastmaster Abhilash, 1 filler. Madam Toastmaster Sheetal, 2 pauses and 1 filler. TM Suresh Kumar sir, 1 pause and 1 filler. Toastmaster Chandira, 1 pause, 2 fillers. Toastmaster Amitabh, 1 pause, 4 fillers. Toastmaster Yassine, 1 filler. Toastmaster Chinmaya Prasad, 1 pause and 1 filler. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thanks, Madam Toastmaster Rupa. Now I request our Grammarian and Wordmaster, Toastmaster Uday, to come to the Zoom stage and give his evaluation.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Good evening, Evaluator. I would like to share the desktop right now. As the word is very tough right today, Impetus, I could able to see only 3 Toastmasters were using it. Toastmaster Amitabh Sarna, Toastmaster Ravish, and Toastmaster Sneha. Well, some of the misuse of the words in the meeting, at the meeting was used. There were pronunciation, I could able to see pronunciations, I could able to see over to you could be over to you, vision could be vision, Madras could be Madras, adaptability could be adaptability, Shajan could be Shashan, improvements could be improvements, There was some buffering in using the right words like incomplete, incomplete. I could able to see there was some buffering. Most of the trainees, as many of the trainees, the right usage of English language, only a human is a being, which means you have the capability be the way you want to be at the end of the meeting. This was started with Toastmaster Arun Shankar, was right apt. Taking risk is taking out of comfort zone, indulging needs of personals, zeal to learn, unparalleled embellishments. Okay, there are some of the things I just want to share. There are anaphora, which I could able to see that repetition of a word or words across two or more successive phrases. There is a time for speaking and there is a time for action. Leadership skills was being repeated in that case. Repetition of a word. There is hyperbole, deliberate exaggeration for emphasis or a humorous effect. Something like, when I joined as a dentist, I was in cloud nine. Something like exaggerating. There were some alliterations I could able to see using the words starting with the same letter or a sound, totally tropical, something was being used. And simile and metaphor I could able to see everywhere when the evaluators are talking around and the speakers are mentioning about simile and metaphor, just like saying one thing is like, and literally something else. So this was exceptionally done well. All these anaphora was. So that's the end of my report. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Uday, for the detailed report. Now it's my turn to evaluate the whole session in brief. In general, meeting agenda and Zoom details was circulated well before via WhatsApp. Zoom meeting room was well prepared, ensured audio, timer, etc. and also started on time. The theme of the day and word of the day message were circulated in advance to the members. I cannot evaluate the dress code of the members. However, in the virtual screen platform, most of our leaders followed the dress code well. No cross-talking was observed during the meeting. At any point of time, the virtual platform was not left blank. Above all, there are so many positive points recorded in the meeting, which will guide us to make better and better in upcoming days. Whereas there are few points needs to be improved, I am trying to recollect the improvement points. I could not see any more improvement in the Zoom platform. Whatever we did, we are doing very best. Thanks to the Zoom master. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Madam Toastmaster Sneha Suresh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chandira, for conducting that evaluation session in a very professional manner. And I'm sure that all our speakers and the members of the audience have benefited from these evaluations and from your observations. Fellow Toastmasters, we are going on time and let's keep it that way. So we will take a 10 minutes break and be back in time for a very useful and educative workshop. And so please be back on time in exactly 10 minutes, coming up after the break.
Sorry for interruption. Can I have 2 minutes before the break?
Yes, please.
I would like to welcome our guest who has joined after the meeting. Let me welcome our effulgent leader, District Division D Director, DTM Koteswaran. Welcome to the meeting, sir.
Welcome, DTM Koteswaran.
Good evening. How are you, Mr. President?
Yeah,
I am not here as a division D director. I am here as a fan of Arabians.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
It's a very long-awaited call from DTM Ajit Kumar. That's why I got a call, so I am here today.
Okay, thanks a lot. Next, I would like to welcome a friend of mine, Toastmaster Saira, Toastmaster Vasanti, and Toastmaster Uday. That's Suhasini Deepak from Hyderabad. Welcome, Madam Suhasini.
Thank you. Thank you for calling me here.
Welcome. We are very happy to have you with us in this meeting.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. Nice to see you.
We had two more guests. One Toastmaster Parveen Sultana, VP Education from NISA, and Toastmaster Sheetal Zawar, VP PR from JTC. I think both of them have left. That's it. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Mr. President. And like I mentioned, dear fellow Toastmasters, we are on time as per the agenda. So let's keep it that way. We'll take a quick 10 minutes break and be back sharp at 8:10.
It starts now.
Ajit sir, good evening. I have made you the co-host.
Okay, thank you very much. Am I audible? I think I am audible.
Yeah, you are audible.
You are audible
at the back. Yeah, just coming to sharing of the screen. Can I try?
Yes, you are now co-host. You can do everything.
Okay, let me just try.
Yeah, I think you can share.
Yes,
Yeah,
we can see.
We can see.
So when I say slideshow, it doesn't. Okay, it's slideshow. So let it be on. So there is no problem. Do you want me to unshare it? Is there a way to unshare it? How do I do that?
Yeah, just
click on that arrow. Click on stop sharing.
Oh yeah. Okay, clear. Right. Thank you.
Toastmaster Chinmaya.
Yeah, you are also a co-host already.
Yes, but as a co-host, I cannot create the breakout room. You need to make me a host to create the breakout room.
You want to be host?
Yes, then only I can create the breakout rooms.
Okay, I am doing it.
DTM Kotis, good evening.
Good evening.
Where is Kotis? I'm hearing you. Am I audible? Suresh?
Yeah, fine. Good evening.
So nice to see you that you started your
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Chinmaya.
Back to school.
Back to school. That's good.
But
Now you are in good
make
school.
Me co-host, huh?
But it's a delight.
Okay, I'll make you co-host.
Or your DTM Oman Thomas.
Good, keeping fine. Nice to see you.
Yeah, see.
You are a big man. You are our guest today.
Really? No,
Division D director.
See, you know my dress code? I am not at all in formal dress code. Okay, I am a fan of Arabians.
Division D
You're a fan
director.
of Arabian, then
My
you
God,
should join
yet another arrow is coming now towards me now.
Madam Sis Valencia is here.
There's an array of arrows now actually. I need to escape now.
Where is our VP membership?
Our CGD madam says just join us.
Yeah, Toastmaster.
Oh, welcome. Welcome, madam.
Welcome, ma'am.
You know, this was a very long.
Good evening,
waited,
everyone.
I was expecting.
Good evening.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening, DTM says.
Good evening, DTM says.
Yes,
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good.
A lot of known faces. I need to take each and every one of, everyone name actually. Chandirasekaran is there, Uday is there. Uday is there.
Curtis, we are DTM Curtis. We are interested to see your full dress code.
Oh my goodness, really? We can come, no issue. Your wish is our, what do you say that? Your wish is our command or whatever.
Will be granted at some point. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, okay, really that? Okay, I will get ready, no problem. We are at the break now.
It's okay, take it easy.
Oh, that's the spirit.
Yes. See, this is a long waited presentation from you actually. Personally,
Is it? Oh my
I
God.
don't know. You had
Don't make me nervous,
like very
DTM Codis. Don't make me nervous.
no. You got a very strong willpower after retirement. Only you want to give a presentation or what? This is not fair.
Oh, yeah. After that, I can give any amount of presentation. Don't
That's right. Really, we need to appreciate that PR team. They are doing a wonderful job because the Facebook. I saw all the information from the Facebook, the compilation of videos.
Yeah.
In
Thanks
the meeting
to
assignees, they are threatening the assignees. You know? They are threatening the assignees. We are putting your photo. You do your job correctly. That's a way of the PR team is doing excellently good. Actually.
Yes, Madam Sangeeta has done wonderful, and that flyer was looking beautiful. Classy stuff.
Thank you so
stuff.
much. Thank you so much.
And
Even
that
each
yellow.
and every meeting after that, the compilation of the video, before in advance, the assignees' names and presenting in this one. I am seeing the Vamantavan is back. I think so.
We have not an active, we have an aggressive VPPR.
Yeah, that's I can see that.
Now people will come back to me if I request anything. If you say I'm aggressive.
We're pulling a leg here.
No.
Sangeeta, nobody can say no to you. When you ask something, we can't say no. So there's no issue for you.
Basically, the club website is very much attractive.
Yeah, it's definitely a joint effort from everyone in our club.
Yeah, that's true.
What I like is the swiftness with which you act, Sangeeta. That's very good.
Thank you so much. I have to, because see, I've got real great people in my XCOM, so I just follow what everyone does.
Somebody is pushing you, huh?
No. I do the job before someone can push me, so I'm safe.
Just because you don't want to be a pushover.
No, I don't want to.
I'll come back. I'll have a small break and come back.
Okay.
Hi Vijay, where are you? Not to be seen at all.
Vijay, is she there? No?
Vijay is, hi.
Vijay.
Where is Vijay?
He's finally there.
I'm just barely staying awake because I'm coming very early to site and then back. So
No more excuses, Vijay.
Vijay, we should ask you like where on the yaki?
Vijay, I'll keep you awake.
Video shared that really hilarious videos. Huh? The recall of the memory.
Our skit practice, no? Our skit
Yeah.
Last
was very nice.
Sneha pulled it out from somewhere.
I mean, more than the skit, on the actual day, the practice, all this moment behind the scenes were really missing this year.
Yeah.
We should have a skit on virtual platform also. We should have a skit on virtual platform.
Please, I am escaping this year.
No, Vijay, don't worry. We'll not come at your house and disturb you. Only your ideas are sufficient.
You can come to my house, but not for ideas. Ideas are more difficult.
Vijay, we'll keep distance, Vijay. We'll keep safe distance.
Ideas are difficult and virtual ideas are still difficult.
Yeah, exactly.
No, only youngsters like you can think about something different.
Yeah.
Vijay is not even commenting, he's only smiling.
I think you are virtually challenged but not challenged, so you can make it.
What's that?
What I'm saying, you are giving excuse of virtually challenged, but you are not challenged. So physically you can do it.
He's trying to say all the compliments, but I will defer it to next year.
No excuse.
But this.
No, don't defer it. Take it as a challenge.
Yeah, Vijay.
Vijay, you can do it. Only you can do it, Vijay. We're all with you. Don't worry.
I think it's a mistake of unmuting.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Vijay, plan a skit like that. See you soon. We'll all shoot from our homes and we'll send it to you. You edit it.
Vijay, just
Vijay
do
so
it.
wishes that he hadn't, switched on his camera now.
Arabian director.
Where is Rupa? She was running.
Yeah, Rupa is vanishing.
We have a very talented VPR who's very active.
Oh, no, no, you don't whisper it here.
So
No, don't whisper it here.
Sangeeta, please.
Okay. Sangeeta, take it as a challenge. No problem. We are there with you.
Okay.
We are here virtually to help you.
Probably what we can do is everyone under 40 can probably form a team and make something done.
Yeah, do that. Do that. That'd be good.
Do.
Give us a break.
I'll be there. I'm in that team.
Sure.
Very much there, yeah.
Vijay, my costumes are
Toastmaster
not
of the
used.
day, I think we can start. It's
Yeah,
almost
sorry to
8:30.
break up this interesting conversation.
That's our new headmistress.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We can continue this after the meeting, this very interesting conversation. Can we get back to the meeting? Welcome back, Arabians.
Toastmaster of the day, sorry for interruption. Before we
Yes.
stop, please give me 2 minutes. Let me welcome our club growth director. Can I proceed?
Yes. Yes, please.
The Arabians, back after the break. Today, we have another great leader from District 79, our dynamic club growth director, DTM Ses Valencia.
Welcome, Ses.
Good evening, everybody.
Welcome, Ses.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arun. And I'm outside. Sorry for that. But so even my internet is unstable. But I just want to say a few words. First and foremost, this is my first time that I attended in your club, and I'm so happy seeing the great leaders that we have in your club. And looking back on the status of your club, every now and then I'm just checking, and I found out that one of the small clubs is Arabian Toastmasters Club. So congratulations in advance. We still have few days to end this first quarter award, and as I announced yesterday on council meeting, the club will be awarded on the second Thursday of October, which is October 8th, and you will receive an invitation from the CGD and CGD team for this award. So thank you so much for keeping your high spirit in Toastmasters, and just continue shining. Don't stop. Despite of all these pandemic crises, you will be there on top. And I truly believe with the great leaderships that you have in your club. So congratulations. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for and thank you for the support.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. Thank you, Club Growth Director, District 79, Madam Ses, for those wonderful words. We will now move into the second session today of our educational program. In this, we have a speech evaluation workshop. And this, as we know, the speech evaluation has always been the most important segment of every club meeting in Toastmasters. It is the moment of reckoning. An effective evaluation actually helps the club to improve and progress. Our club has always accorded the utmost importance to evaluation. Today, we have one of the senior-most members of our club to conduct a workshop on effective evaluation. He is a charter member of our club and has served as the club president and the Area 53 governor. He is a champion speaker, an exceptional evaluator, and a brilliant humorous speaker. He has won many laurels to the club in all forms of contests. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Ajit Kumar to conduct the workshop on effective evaluation.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster Sneha Suresh, for that very elevating introduction. And before I start, I would request participants to kindly mute themselves because I get to hear some noise coming through. So by inadvertently, if you keep your microphone on and you have some very nice witty comment about this presentation, then it will be heard by everyone. So you keep it muted. So District 79 Club Growth Director, District Division D Director, fellow Toastmasters and guests, a very, very warm good evening to all of you. And I'm sure that this is something which you are looking forward to, and I will try my level best to do justice to what your expectations to the best possible way. And today's workshop is about effectiveness, bringing effectiveness through evaluation. Yes, as our Toastmaster today almost stole my thunder, she very well said initially as to why it is so important for any club to have an effective evaluation as the most important aspect of their educational session. Now, this is which can bring in lasting improvement to any club members and to the club itself. Because without an effective evaluation, you really don't know. A member doesn't really get the feedback as to how he is moving towards his objectives, how the club is moving towards objective in bringing about quality members. So today, this is a workshop which is slightly different from our regular workshops. I have tried to include a practical session towards the end of the workshop, which will add real value. I think more than the presentation, that practical session will bring in a lot of value, because one of the assigned speakers of the day will present his project, will be evaluated by 2 evaluators, and those 2 evaluations will be reviewed by an expert evaluator. And then you know very well, like how an effective evaluation shall be presented. So let me get going with my presentation, and let me share the screen now with you. Can you see my screen? Can I get a thumbs up from someone?
Yes, we can see.
Oh, very good. Thank you very much. So as I said, in this workshop, we are having a presentation plus a practical session. So it will be very useful. So this is a constructive process. Evaluation is a constructive process. And in real life, we do have many evaluators we come across around us, quite a few of them. But it is not necessary that all of them are very constructive. So when a feedback is given with a genuine intention of improving the other person, then you will gain the credibility and the acceptance by the person who is receiving such a feedback. That is very important aspect of an evaluation or a feedback session in Toastmasters. As a matter of fact, in real life, we are some way or other involved in an evaluation in a day-to-day business, as well as we get evaluated also on a day-to-day basis, knowingly or unknowingly. This is the interaction we have with our peers, with our bosses, with our partners at home. So evaluation becomes a part and parcel of our life. But having a good evaluation, effective, objective, and presented nicely helps you to build the relationship everywhere. This is the good part of learning effective evaluation in a Toastmaster environment. Now, let me get going with the next slide. So we get to see a lot of evaluators, as I just mentioned, like performance evaluation. It's something which you come across in your work area. It's not a very happy business, because even for the evaluator as well as for the person who is getting the evaluation, in the case of a performance evaluation, because both are trying to convince the other that he has done better, or the guy is telling, oh, you haven't done as good. So it is not sometimes to get into a conflicting scenario. And sometimes we get evaluated by our customers. This is also sometimes need not be a very pleasant situation. You get evaluated over your health condition, the size of your belly, your weight, and sometimes I get evaluated over the noise level of my snoring. He said, Ajit, you have to regulate your voice. Well, I try to implement it during the dead of my sleep, but not very often successful. So you get all kinds of evaluation in life. So it's up to the evaluator to accept what the kind of feedback he's receiving and implement it. But in Toastmasters, the evaluation is slightly different. We package it in such a way that it is objectively presented in a friendly and direct manner, where it sounds very genuine, least offensive, and most acceptable for the person who is receiving that evaluation. So this aspect of evaluation in Toastmaster, you can actually implement in your real life itself when you're trying to evaluate the quality of the food, or maybe the appearance of the dressing of your spouse. You use this comment, recommend, and comment method. You will get a greater acceptance, and the relationship can be built. So the fun aside, let's get going with the more serious business. So evaluation is what is the purpose? Who gets, okay, let me ask you, who gets benefited by the evaluation? Who gets benefited? Of course, the speaker, because the primary purpose of this evaluation is to bring about a change in the performance of the speaker. But then what about the evaluator? I really believe that the evaluator gets a lot of improvement opportunity by indulging in this evaluation process, because it improves his listening skills, his analytical abilities, and the ability to speak impromptu, to present his evaluation in a very concise and understandable way to the speaker. So all these bring about a lot of improvement as a speaker to the evaluator himself. Now, what about the advantage to the audience? I believe audience too get a first-hand, real-time feedback as to how effectively, how you can make your speech more effective, because it's a practical demonstration out there in front of you. So the speaker gets the opportunity to improve. The evaluator himself gets the opportunity to improve, a great deal of improvement opportunity for him, as well as the audience on how to implement those evaluation points presented. So during the evaluation session, everyone must pay a lot of attention on what goes on in that session. So it is very beneficial. As I said, the primary purpose is to improve the objectives of the speaker, how he can accomplish his aim or his objective to become an effective speaker. To achieve anything, for that matter, you have to have some kind of a process. It's like a project where you plan well, then you do, then you check how well you have done it and improve upon it. So you can say that evaluation is a PDCA cycle of improvement, like we use in the project terms. So anything that gets measured improves. So evaluation is a kind of a measurement as to how the speaker has performed. Now, the evaluator has presented something, is what he did, and then it has to be reviewed by somebody as to how better he can give the feedback. And like that, in that process, the quality of evaluation improves, the quality of feedback improves, the performance of the speaker improves, and the club itself achieves a much higher level of performance. So it's like bringing about a kind of a rudder that takes the ship to the port. Now, it's also important that those tugboats, which is placing the ship into the berth, has to gingerly, softly make it attached to the berth. If you do it fast, if you do it in a rash way, it can damage the ship same way. This evaluation process is a very sensitive process, should be handled very carefully by experienced people, or those who do not have experience should gain that experience of doing it. That's the purpose of this workshop. Now let us get going with how to organize evaluation. We have talked about the PDCA cycle where you have to plan and deliver and check and improve or act upon the improvement. Now, how to? Yeah, I would request everybody to mute, please. Is it a feedback on my workshop? Please, can somebody mute? All of you can mute, please. I request all of you to please mute.
Yes, then please proceed.
Okay, thank you. I think it's done. Well, no, in this planning process, like Arabian Toastmasters Club have come up with a very effective evaluation right from the beginning, because when the speech project, when the education session is designed by the VP Education, he identifies a general evaluator, and together they identify who are the speakers, what are the objectives, and who should be the evaluator. Then they pick the evaluators who are experienced enough, have the credit, who has the experience of identifying doing a good job in presenting a feedback to them to the speaker. Now this experience comes with by doing more and more evaluation, but there we have to start somewhere, and that's the reason why this workshop is, so that new evaluators can launch their experiments with evaluation effectively. Now in the end, the evaluators identify the objectives of that speech, have discussions with the speakers, and then present the evaluation in an oral and a written manner. That is a standard process. It's also important that evaluators must improve their own evaluation techniques. So it's better that sometimes you get a feedback from some of your senior members as to how well did I do my evaluation. So it's always good for the evaluators themselves to check with some of the senior members to see how well they have done the evaluation. Was there any problem with the way they evaluated? Let me just think about one of my experiences. You know, those were many years back, when that was the first or second years of my Toastmaster journey. I was put as an evaluator to Toastmaster Verimentero. Probably TM Suresh Kumar and all knows. He was one of the founder member of our club. And Toastmaster Ver was known to be a very affluent speaker. He used to be a leader among the Filipino community. He used to speak in forums, and he used to conduct shows. And I had a great regard for this guy. But when he came to present his speech in our Arabian Toastmasters Club, for some reason, he could not. He fumbled. He forgot whatever he wanted to say. And he was flustered. When the evaluation came up, I said, Toastmaster Veer, I did not really expect this performance from you. You know, you're such a great speaker, but you should have prepared well. But the way I said it really did not go well. And that was not at all the way an evaluator should have presented his recommendation. So after the meeting, I got a severe dressing down from my senior members. And later on, I never repeated that mistake. But I made a very costly mistake that day. So this is very important, that every evaluator improves upon his own evaluation technique, get the feedback from seniors, and see like how well he or she has performed as an evaluator. Now, evaluator is primarily a motivator. See, there are many people who come to Toastmaster arena a lot of difficulties. They were unsure about many of them are unsure about their ability to perform and speak in front of the audience without nervousness. They may not be very confident about delivering a speech in front of the audience in the first place. So they come with a lot of difficulty to face the crowd. So that's the reason why we say that public speaking is one of the toughest thing. It's only like it's as fearful as death. So, but you get the people to come up to the stage and speak to the crowd. It's a great deal. So when somebody new comes, an evaluator must use all his ability to motivate that speaker to come back again and deliver speeches in that forum. So evaluator must be a very effective motivator. And it's important that one should understand the ambition, or what are the critical areas the speaker wants to improve. So the evaluator must interact well with the speaker before the delivery of the speech itself to understand what weaknesses he or she has, and then observe them clearly so that he can identify how well they try to get over it and give a kind of counseling at the end of the show to improve those things, so that it is not presented in the forum but taken to the side in a private chat and then do a counseling as to how well they can do on some of those weak points which they have to improve. This is an additional job which he can do as a counselor. Now, nowadays, you know, we are getting into pathways. So, see, earlier, what the norm which our club was following is that whenever an icebreaker speech was delivered, normally we assign a very senior member to do the evaluation, because the icebreaker, we expect the person is quite nervous, not unsure, is lacking the confidence level as a matured speaker. So this is a time when we have to handle it with a lot of sensitivity. So we generally assign such evaluation to senior members. Now it's in pathways. All of us are in pathways. So by the fourth speech itself, the speaker is trying out evaluation. So we have to accord a lot of impetus on including the new members into this evaluation role. So that's why probably this workshop could be more effective. And I recommend all the new members to pay attention to the practical workshop which we'll be having towards the end of this presentation. Now, coming to the next one, what evaluator must do is very important. An evaluator must take this very seriously. Show that you care, because your words can make or break a speaker. Your words are very, very, it can come in, like I said, I made a mistake when it comes to Ver Mentoro. One should not make such mistake. You have to you show a lot of sensitivity, care, and seriousness in the business, so it doesn't look like a hogwash. Only when you show that sincerity of improving the speaker, you will have the credibility and the buy-in from the speaker. So you must show that in your presentation. So I can also tell you that the evaluator must interact with the speaker even before he or she comes to the club. Because when what happens, and especially in the case of these virtual meetings, that we generally logs in at the last moment and we don't get the time to interact with the speaker adequately. So we don't get to see as to what those finer elements which he or she is looking for improvement. Recently, when I was giving a speech, my evaluator was DTM Ramanathan. So you know what, DTM Ramanathan from Mumbai, he called me up and we had a conversation. And of course, he knew the speech objectives, but he wanted to know that what is that specific area I was looking for him to look at or observe, whether I have met that improvement aspect or not. So I told him, DTM Ramanathan, I'm looking for how effectively I have done my facial expressions. Because I thought all the time, I have a tendency to over-express myself. Maybe that's not a good thing, At times, like it becomes it's more than necessary for the occasion. So that's one thing which I was looking at. And I also had a difficulty in concluding the speech. I said, TM Ramanathan, I'm planning to conclude the speech like this. I read it out to him. I said, TM Ramanathan, this is the whole theme, and this is what I wanted to conclude. But he said, look, if you conclude like this, it may not sound adequately forceful enough. So he gave me some suggestions. This kind of interactions, which our club was very famous for in the olden times, needs to happen. Then only that evaluators' involvement with the speaker will have a lot of value for the speakers. So it could be like sometimes the speaker may have a little bit of difficulty with the expressions, like in my case, or maybe in some cases, some of the speakers might have a difficulty with the diction. So he'll say, like, you can say, okay, Toastmaster, evaluator, please, Toastmaster, please look at how I'm using the pronunciation, my diction, whether I'm improving with respect to my previous speeches. This kind of interaction is very important. Recently, Toastmaster Vasanti was doing an evaluation. Toastmaster Vasanti, my mentee, so she called me up a couple of days before the evaluation, asked me, sir, I'm trying to evaluate, I'm doing it for the first time. What are those finer elements I must look at? So I gave her some kind of tips as what all things she should look at and how to present it and how to conclude her evaluation. And she did a fairly good job in doing that during that time. So this is the kind of importance of interaction one could have the evaluator and the speaker. Then the evaluator must listen carefully to the presentation. You should pay a rapt attention to the speech being delivered, because it improves his listening ability. As I said, like this, the whole process improves the evaluator more than anybody else. So he has to improve his observation and listening skills. So he has to place himself at a place where he can see in a regular club meeting, or in the case of virtual meetings, you pin the speaker and have a rapt attention on the speaker, so that you can present those observations more realistically and objectively. So another thing is about personalizing the language. Language is very important. I told you like how I goofed up with Toastmaster Vermatiro. So it shouldn't happen. So evaluators present, or the presentation, is his personal point of view. It's not the absolute truth. It is only his opinion, and opinion should be good enough, and it should be convincing so that the speaker accept it and follow it for his or her improvement in the future speeches. So it has to be presented well, and it has to be presented in a way humble, as if it is only in my best understanding, in my humble opinion, like that. So the person who's listening will take it very, very seriously and without any offense. So it's very important as to how you present your evaluation to the speaker as well. Let me go to the next one. Now, what evaluator must do? Again, it's a lot of things one evaluator must do. So as I said, the evaluator is the motivator. So the evaluation should be presented in a way that the speaker understands it well. So you should focus on the good elements of the speaker. It's very important. So as a motivator, you should focus on the good elements the speaker has presented that day. Now, there may be chances that the speaker was a new speaker, or it was not a very well prepared speech, or probably it had a lot of drawbacks, but you must do it very sensibly and sensitively, that you pick up the best traits the speaker has demonstrated during that speech. It could be a good theme itself. Probably it's a good title. Maybe it's a good message or a good example. maybe the example may not connect well with the main topic, but the example itself may be good. Pick out that is something that has a value in that speech project. You have to intently look for that and come out with that positive observation, and that reinforces the speaker's confidence, and it becomes a great motivational value for the speaker. Like at the same time, the evaluator should not be judgmental. Now, sometimes you get a very senior speaker like DTM Suresh Kumar coming and presenting. Of course, he always comes out with amazing speeches. So you shouldn't say that DTM Suresh Kumar, you're the pillar of our club and you're a champion speaker, so your speech was amazing. I have nothing to say. No, DTM Suresh has done an excellent speech that day, but the thing is that he is also looking for that opportunity to improve. We are here to improve. We are not here to present and enthrall the crowd. Of course, we must do that, but we are also looking forward to some room for improvement, to identify that room for improvement. So, evaluator has a greater job of identifying that room for improvement, even in good speeches. So, this is very important. This is a very difficult part of making the life of the evaluator a little tough when he gets an eminent speaker in front of him, is to look for that area of improvement. But you must try. That's how you will improve your observation and analytical skills. So as an evaluator, you must continue to strive towards identifying that kind of gap, whoever the speaker is. So let me just go to the next slide. This is, again, I talked about the presentation slide as a style one should have. It should be very endearing. It should not be offensive at all. So it's an observation from you as an evaluator. So if I'm an evaluator, I take it as it's in my opinion, it's my observation, in my humble suggestion for improvement from you, rather than saying that you must do this, you must like this, you should, you must, you are a great speaker, why didn't you do it? This kind of language can be extremely offensive. Please refrain from that, because evaluator has to be a motivator in the first place. Well, the technique of evaluation, it is very important as to how you present your project to the speaker. Now, like any speech, it has to have an opening, body, and a conclusion. Because why do we have to have a structure? Is to make our point across in a most understandable way. You have an opening wherein you identify what the speaker wanted to say. That is the general purpose of the speaker. And say maybe like the theme which the presenter was trying to present that day. You identify that theme and see how it is relevant to the audience. Recognize that and come up with some encouraging words during that introduction. Congratulate the speaker. And in the body of that your presentation, you come up with your analysis as to how the speaker has gone about and presented his speech project that day. So there you can say that how logically you presented, the speaker presented his project, whether there was a connection between his main theme and examples he brought out. So all those things can be taken out in your body of your evaluation. And there you have to bring about the good points, again, reinforce on the good points, such as how well he has used the stage, how well he has used the gestures, how effective the examples were, and all those notable traits have to be brought out in the body of the evaluation, and then come to the areas of improvement. When you're talking about areas of improvement, rather than making a qualitative statement that this needed improvement, it is always recommended that those improvement points are demonstrated. So it is, I remember in one instance when I was giving a storytelling speech in which I enacted as a storyteller, I enacted the role of one of the characters. And DTM Suresh was my evaluator that day. Then he told me that in a storyteller, you are a third person presenting as something which has happened to another person. So you don't have that opportunity to be a role player. So he demonstrated as to how, and he paraphrased whatever I said and demonstrated as to how it should be delivered. So this is very important, that when you're telling the speaker how to improve, you have to tell the speaker as to how exactly you must do it. Demonstrate it if you can. Don't come up with just qualitative statements, because such qualitative statements will not add value to the speaker. Then it is important that in the evaluation technique, you should come up with a conclusion. Just you started with you have an opening, you have a body where you do the key strengths, identify the key strengths, areas of improvement, the speaker's potential, and then the conclusion. In the conclusion, you reiterate some of the good points which the speaker had, the strong points which the speaker had, and some of the improvements which he needs to follow in his future speeches. So it reinforces whatever you had just presented in your evaluation. So that's such a technique of opening, body, and conclusion has to be followed. We call it as a sandwich technique. We call it like comment, recommend, and comment kind of format. So all these techniques have to be followed by anybody who is trying out evaluation for the first time. Excuse me. Now, speaker has a responsibility here. Now, speaker should accept the valuable suggestion which the evaluator has given. Now, for that, if you're really looking for improvement, you must communicate your goal with the evaluator. Like I did with DTM Ramnath and before my speech delivery as to what improvement areas I'm looking forward to. So such points have to be communicated. As you should help the evaluator himself to prepare to the areas where he has to focus on and deliver the speech diligently. Every speech has to be delivered as if you're going there to speak in a contest. Then you will have a satisfaction in the end, as if having delivered something. So speech project is not to tick off your project numbers in your pathways or in the levels, but you have to deliver the speech diligently so that there is a value. You have tried your best to improve yourself. Approach with an open mind. You will get all kinds of, you may get some kind of evaluation, which is some points of improvement, which you may not be anticipating. You think you're good at it, but then when the evaluator brings it up to you, you said, I don't believe. So, you know, some of the people have got a habit of using verbal crutches, like, okay, well. So if the evaluator brings it out, you may not notice, the speaker may not notice it, but the evaluator brings it up, the speaker should have the openness to accept it and prepare to change and identify the written evaluation with your speech project and see how you can improve in your next project. Then only this really, the whole cycle completes when you improve yourself as a speaker. Now, in conclusion, the evaluator must be a motivator, so he should build confidence and self-esteem in the speaker, encourage the speaker to try out in the areas where he has not treated, some areas which probably a speaker would not have tried in his speech project. You should encourage him to try out something new. And unnoticed habits, just as I said, you draw out the unnoticed habits in the speaker. So reinforce the current speaking skills, they reinforce his strong points so that he goes back with a lot of confidence and he will be encouraged to come back and present his speech project in future. And as a speaker, learn to accept the feedback and work on it. Always the evaluator must challenge the speaker to try out something new. So encourage him to try out something new so that the speaker gets the confidence and the courage to try out in the future projects. So general points to be observed as a conclusion. The structure of the speech has to be looked at by the evaluator, because every speech should have a proper structure, then only it can be presented meaningfully to the audience. Logical connection between the central theme, what he's trying to convey, the central message he's trying to convey, has to be presented in a logical sequence. Like if you're going to present something, it should have a connection with the next paragraph, or the next topic which is talking should have some connection. Then only it will go like a smooth, well-woven thread. Smooth transition between the arguments, effectiveness of the examples. The examples should look jiving very well with the central theme. It should be supporting the central theme, supporting the argument. The vocal varieties, the gestures, and the use of of course, we don't use stage in the virtual meetings, and conformity to the TMI norm. Some of the conformity, sometimes we try to deviate from that. There are certain strict taboo. We have to follow things. Talk about sex, religion, and politics. We don't bring it out. And also, whenever you are using a language which is not the language of communication in this Toastmasters club, then you should translate it. Then things which you must look for and advise the speaker to improve or to incorporate in his speech. So today, I think I have more time and given to me. Right. So we will get into the workshop, the demonstration. So before I get into the demonstration, I can, if somebody is looking for someone has any questions, you can quickly ask some questions. Please raise your hand and unmute yourself. When you raise your hand, let me just stop this video. Okay, so unmute yourself and ask questions if you have any. Can I see any hand going up? Anybody wants to ask any questions? Otherwise, I have presented it so well. I can't do that.
Hi, Toastmaster. Thank you for the great presentation.
Yes. Thank you, Raj.
I ask you, I have two questions to you. One, sometimes the speaker come up with a well-prepared speech, touching all the speech objectives, even though evaluators has the tendency to find something to advise them for the upcoming speech, like that they used to say, not for the present speech, because they couldn't find anything for the present speech, So is it correct to do like that? And if we are not doing like that, then will it be a fault of the evaluator to not finding out any fault? This is one question. Second question, is it right to evaluate an advanced speaker if the evaluator himself has not given the advanced speech? Logically, it may be correct, but people, not used to do that in our clubs normally. So these are the two questions, please.
Yeah, Toastmaster Blasius, you have asked some very, very important questions here, because the first one itself is something which we normally do, that whenever a beginner, an icebreaker speech is delivered, the primary objective is to get over the nervousness and to present the project in front of the crowd. But what happens here is that one of the objectives of the evaluator is to challenge the speaker to try out something more what he can try out. So it is very clearly stated in his presentation that this is not meant for your present speech project. You have met the objectives of the correct speech project, but we find that these are the areas where you can try out in your future projects, where these are the areas where you need to get over in your future projects, so that in the next project you would already be demonstrating those things, those qualities, or those those traits in your speeches, such as, for example, You said like you should bring out a vocal variety in a icebreaker speech, but vocal variety is not called for in the icebreaker speech. But we don't have many speeches to try out these things. If you prepare your speaker, you challenge your speaker, then it is possible that he or she may try it out. At the same time, you have to present it nicely, say that you have met the objective. And for the second question is about the seniority of the evaluator. As far as possible, you must select an evaluator who would have presented or who would have seen many of those projects in the club to evaluate such advanced speeches. But if you look at the advanced manual, I'm very familiar with the advanced manuals of the old old stream of Toastmasters. But if you look at it, like any advanced stream can be picked up, even for the ACB or ACS or ACG, you can pick up from anyone. Because, for example, if it's a storytelling or presentation, you can or interpretive you can pick up any of those manuals for any of those advanced speeches. So it's very difficult to get an evaluator who would have done the same project in the previous instance. It's very difficult. That way, like, you may limit your choices of having evaluators. And in the present situation, when in the pathways where to present an evaluation on a fourth speech, the fourth speech will give an evaluation. So it becomes even more challenging. I'm not sure whether I've given all the answers correctly to you.
Thank you. It is clear, Toastmaster Ajit.
Toastmaster Ajit.
Yes, Chandra. Yes,
I have one question, sir. For any evaluator, okay. So far, what I observed, the evaluator and the speaker are well connected, because the speaker is very much interested to know the evaluation by the evaluator. Okay. For the other rest of the audience, most of the evaluations are a kind of a rule book. Okay, you have to tell the introduction, then the improvement part. It's a kind of a statement kind of thing. Is it advisable to add a kind of, without changing the our evaluation points, adding a mixture of humorous or something? Is it advisable, or if having a humorous with evaluation point will dilute the message? I just want to have your opinion on this.
See, a good point, Toastmaster Chandra, because what happens is that many times I've seen that evaluator comes up to present himself, to impress the crowd with his own way, or with his own team, or with his own subject. And even I have seen in international evaluation contest, the evaluator comes up with a flower with a pre-prepared evaluations. So such pre-prepared evaluations are not recommended. Evaluation is a serious business. If it's not delivered properly, convincingly to the speaker loses the evaluator loses his credibility. Yeah, he should be, the speaker should take it seriously, and he should believe in that evaluator's presentation for the speaker's improvement. But at the same time, whenever you are telling some story, or whenever you're advising somebody, it has to be presented nicely, softly, humorously if possible, so that the person who listens to it takes it with least I should say, he feels very happy to listen to such kind of comments. Because if you present it very harshly, like as you said, you should not have done that, you should not have done this, then this kind of presentation will not be taken very nicely by the speaker. The speaker should take it without offense. So in order to get that message across to the speaker without offense, maybe you can use a very nice language. You can sprinkle a little bit of humor into it so that it sounds very interesting. But if you're completely deviating from the core subject, bringing out your own agenda to impress the crowd, that is definitely you lose your credibility. That's what my opinion is.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Well explained.
Can I? Otherwise, we'll get into the workshop because I think we're getting late already. And let me just briefly introduce today's participants of the workshop. Today's scheduled work, there is a scheduled prepared speech by Toastmaster Nilesh Verma. Toastmaster Nilesh Verma, as you all know, is a very enthusiastic member of our club. He's been, he has tried to present the speech with a lot of improvements and a lot of enthusiasm. He's a chemical engineer working with Sadara project, and he gets in touch with me very often as a mentor and tries to take a lot of inputs from me in his speeches and all that. But nevertheless, I must say that Toastmaster Nilesh is a very busy man because because of that, most of the time I see him coming up with his project in the last minute. So apart from that, he's a very, very enthusiastic member of our club, and I'm sure that he will come up with a very excellent speech today evening, this evening. And this will be evaluated by 2 evaluators. So let me also introduce the evaluators. We have got Toastmaster Rahul Agarwal. He's also Toastmaster Rahul Agarwal.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, good evening. Toastmaster Rahul Agarwal is chemical engineer with Sadara. Our chief sergeant retires this year. He's a better half of the VP education, and of course is the wind beneath the wings of Toastmaster VP education, I guess. And Toastmaster Rahul has also come up with some very impressive speeches of late. Its first 2 speeches was very impressive, and I'm sure he has got a lot of potential to go a long way. So he's going to be one of the evaluators. The other evaluator is Toastmaster Ravish Malpani, our current secretary. Also, he's a mechanical engineer working with Sadara, and Ravish is our secretary because he's got, he has demonstrated a lot of potential to be in the leadership role. He has taken up Toastmaster of the Day assignment in one of the first few meetings he's been attending in our club. So I'm sure that Ravish has got a lot of potential to be a great Toastmaster for Arabian Toastmasters Club. He's one of the evaluators. Both these evaluators will be put into the breaker room, and then after the speech is delivered, they will be put in the breaker room, and each one of them will come forward and give their evaluation, which will be reviewed by DTM Vijay Kumar, our youngest DTM in Arabian Peninsula, probably. Not only Arabian Toastmasters, probably the Arabian Peninsula itself, and the only winner of our district level championship from our club, from our division itself. So, let me get started. I would invite Toastmaster Nilesh Verma. Unmute yourself and present your project.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Nilesh Verma. The title is, I forgot your title.
All great changes preceded by chaos.
Yes, you heard it. So the whole great changes preceded by the chaos. So he's talking about chaos. So I'm going to mute myself, and you all please pin Toastmaster Nilesh Verma, listen to his speech carefully, and especially our evaluators. Thank you.
Yeah. So am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
And properly visible too?
Yes, you're visible. You're visible.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. It's clear by now. COVID-19, coronavirus, is not going away. At least not for the near future. And not without the effective diagnostic, therapeutic, and preventative measures. So, here, my question is not about when this pandemic will end or how to deal with this pandemic. But my genuine question is COVID-19, coronavirus, is the main thread. Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, my fellow Toastmaster and guests. Deepak Chopra has rightly said, all great changes are preceded by chaos. It seems like this quote is very up for this ongoing situation, right? See, there is a chaos all around, because bitter reality is that nobody knows the root cause behind this situation. Either it's act of God or a conspiracy. You will find equal amount of persuading argument on both sides. But the reality is, this such a small, tiny matter has deranged the entire world. And just troubling. Today, I bet the most awaited day is the day when this pandemic will going to be end, and we will. But it will be, yes, sure, it will be. There is nothing permanent. It will end, and of course, we will have our normal Toastmaster Club meeting, regular meeting at Puri restaurant, of course. But right now, these earthlings of 2020 are going through one of the rare in a century kind of experience. Ultimately, at the end, this is going to be teach us profound lessons. This coronavirus crisis is escalating tensions between the countries, changing the geopolitics, changing how we live. It's a big change going across. Again, there is a chaos, and here the root cause is very much aware, and I can say very much we are know about, and it's about these all global businesses and blinded desire of some of the countries to acquire more and more and more. There are available evidence that show that whenever we exploit the mother nature, then diseases like coronavirus emerges. And this is all about how we impetuous the way to our nature world that again create all disasters. So this coronavirus be an environment big moment? That's the question mark. Yes. There are scientific evidence. There are scientific evidence say that pollution initiate as well as escalate diseases like cardiovascular, respiratory, also having a possible links to cancers, diabetes, weight gain, and lung disorders. Now just recall nature, COVID and its symptoms. There is such an intriguing connection between this. See, the people who severely affected by COVID, those are having a diseases like what I say, and some of those symptoms, isn't it? So, what next? Just recall, what happened during our pandemic and restriction and lockdowns and all. We have observed that suddenly health become more important than wealth. We knew, but we just had that time, right? Demand of the organic food increase. We have observed wild animals start roaming around the residential areas. Some of the animals comes to the seashores. What this suggests? Here we can see again the world goes to little normal as what it should be, right? So we learn this wisdom. Agree? We learn this wisdom. But now, again, the situation start getting better. What we are seeing? We forget the lessons, those wisdom, what we learned during those times at the cost of the life, at the cost of the millions' life, and $1 billion economic collapse. What we learn, we start forgetting. So this could be a disaster for us. And that's the challenge today I'm talking about. That is the main concern. Climate is the main concern. So I urge everyone over here to follow and protect nature, plant trees, follow 3 Rs, stop using harmful pesticides, insecticides, at least control, stop uncontrolled fishing. There are so many things. There is a big list what to do. We know everything. We have all these systems. The thing is that we have to implement this. Otherwise, it is too late. And let's wake up before it's become too late and goes out of control. Now, if you agree with me, that climate change is the main concern, then please contribute today and save our nature world. Again, let me repeat my quote. What I said at the beginning, all great changes preceded by chaos. So, great changes implies then in the quotes as a positive, but if you will not follow the lessons of the wisdom, then it's going to be a disastrous for humankind. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nilesh, for that presentation. And now can I see whether our evaluators have gone to the breakout room? Or can the Zoom master confirm that who is available for the first evaluation session?
Toastmaster Ajit, how much time we are supposed to give them to prepare the
I'll
evaluation?
give them 3 minutes. So 3 more minutes.
Okay.
Timer, please.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Who is the first evaluator?
First evaluator is Toastmaster Rahul.
Okay, good. So 3 minutes. At the end of 3 minutes, please show the red signal.
Toastmaster Yassine, I couldn't see the timer card.
Sorry?
I couldn't see the timer card.
So it was there, I guess. Moment.
No.
I think he is
Oh.
not aware that he should be running the time now. No issues. We can manually.
Okay. Oh, okay. I am noting anyhow.
Oh, no, it's okay. No, it was already taken.
Yeah, even Yassine, you change blue green also frequently. In my speech also that little bit confused me.
No, I changed it from blue to green at 5 minutes exactly.
Anyway, no problem, no problem.
Sorry if any confusion.
Yeah, Toastmaster Yassine, I think the 3 minutes is over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I have the first evaluator present his evaluation?
Yes, yes.
This is not a competition. This is not a contest. So don't worry about. Yeah, this is a demonstration. So let's have it that way. Toastmaster Rahul, you are muted. So please unmute yourself and present your evaluation.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
A Toastmaster of the day, dear Toastmasters, honorable guests, and Toastmaster Nilesh in particular, good evening. First of all, I want to congratulate Toastmaster Nilesh for his amazing journey in Toastmasters. And he has done so much improvement in especially his body postures, body language, and speech style. I can see he has done a lot of efforts and a big improvement from his previous speeches. The title of the speech itself suggests that great changes are preceded by chaos. And I can see how greatly he has changed himself from his, right from his first speech, where it looks a bit chaotic, and now he's in his journey to become a better speaker, and he's become much better in further time. The another thing I really appreciate, he brought out a live topic, which is the sensation of the day about the COVID, the impact, and the impact is spread across the world, and all 800 million people across the globe, they are impacted more or less by this new virus. So he has brought up a very live topic, and which has touched everyone more or less. Also, he has used the stage very well, and I see a big improvement in his body gestures, in his delivery of the speech. Coming to the content of the speech, I see he raised relevant points, like whether it is a conspiracy or the accident, but the impact remains the same. Also, he brought out that the scientific evidence is that the pollution will create diseases, and that if you exploit the nature, then it will reflect back and the diseases will emerge. Coming to the area for improvement, I see only one, what I see, Toastmaster Nilesh, you are standing a bit away from the screen, so maybe it is a drawback. We could not see the facial gestures very closely, but I really appreciate the way you use the body gestures and made the speech very effective and communicate your message to the audience. Second thing, if I am in your place, I would put a bit more facts and figures, since this is a research related project. So a little more facts and figures and scientific study would have added more value to the project and also give a better information to the audience. And finally, you concluded with the statement that to follow a lesson of wisdom. And in that, what I learned is whatever the lessons we learned, and we have to be wise enough to learn from them. But it would have been more effective if you can have summarize or give a more conclusive, so that it is become more persuasive for the audience. Overall, a very great speech. I enjoyed it. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster Rahul.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul, for this objective evaluation. I would request Toastmaster Ravish Malpani to come and present his evaluation. Can he come out of the breaker room and present his evaluation?
Yeah, I just came. Am I audible?
Yeah.
And visible?
Yeah. Audible. Where visible? Yeah, I think so.
Let me ping the timer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a minute.
Yeah, Ravish.
Just a minute. Let me ping the timer. Just a minute. Yeah, I pinged the timer. May I start now?
Yes, please.
Sure. Fellow Toastmasters and Toastmaster Nilesh Sharma in particular, good evening.
Good evening.
First of all, congratulations, Toastmaster Nilesh Sharma, for delivering your speech successfully. Your purpose of the speech was to apply the feedback which you received from the last speech, and the specific feedbacks were to improve upon the body language and the posture. And let me appreciate you have successfully met the objectives and applied the feedbacks in your speech. The topic what we have chosen, all great changes are preceded by chaos, definitely is a true relation relative to all the personal lives, where we are reluctant to change and love to live in the comfort zone. And that you have hit the nail. And that's why this topic being so relevant, it had kept the audience well engaged with your speech. So that was a very good point of your speech. The motivational book by Deepak Chopra on the same topic what you have referred, I think that's have very relevant sense in the today's scenario. And even I was personally was rejuvenated after your speech in line with that. So this shows the particular clarity on your speech and the vocal variety what you used to meet the purpose. The topic itself was very interesting, and with your impetus delivery style, I think it had kept the audience well engaged and very well interested on particular. The real example of the COVID-19, what you have given, that really demonstrate that you kept the audience very well engaged, which is a part of the one objective. And the use of the stage was also very good. You tried to cover all the areas in particular. The changes examples which you had given, like Mother Nature, animals coming out, I think there were more, it was very relevant to the topic, and this shows that the aware about the audience's awareness and the needs. So in overall, for just the improvement, I'll say just you need to challenge yourself more. That your conclusions, although were a bit speedy, still improve on that. Eye contact in the virtual meeting, that good, but still there's a area of improvement. I find we can again connect, and you can avoid use of report. Overall, your speech was very wonderful, well crafted, and having the vocal clarity, and applied your feedback well. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ravish Malpani. So, ladies and gentlemen, you listened to 2 evaluations, and now we have DTM Vijay Kumar, who has been also listening to both these evaluations and also to the original speech. So I would request DTM Vijay to come and give us a review of these evaluations, so that at least we all understand as to what the evaluators did well, or probably an area of improvement for evaluation. So this is how we learn. Thank you, Toastmaster. Let's welcome DTM Vijay Kumar for this.
DTM, before I start, how much time do I have? Again, 2 to 3 minutes, same as evaluation.
You have time. You can take more time. You can take up to 5 minutes because you've got 2 evaluations to be reviewed.
Okay, all right. So if I ask the timer just to give me green at 3, so
yeah,
and then yellow at 4,
and red at 5.
Yeah, at 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 3 at the green at 3, yellow at 4, and red at 5.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, DTM Ajit. First of all, let me congratulate you on giving a very informative workshop in your own style, and it, you hit home the points, which is very relevant to all the evaluators and speakers today. Second, I'd like to congratulate the 2 newish evaluators. Normally, even in contests, we were given 5 minutes to prepare for evaluations. Here, you were given 3 minutes. But wonderful job done by both of you. And also, I'd like to congratulate the speaker for giving a tough challenge to our evaluators today. So first, let me talk about Toastmaster Rahul. So Toastmaster Rahul, you're always a very positive person, and it shows through in your evaluations. Right from the beginning, you're very, you congratulated the speaker. You also noted the improvements you've seen in the way, you've seen his previous speeches, and you're showing that, you're witnessing his improvements. So this is very important for a speaker to listen from evaluator, that, that they're improving they're improving the time spent in Toastmasters is helping them, and it's not wasted. And as an evaluator, if you're able to compare them with some of the previous speeches, it is always a good plus point. So well done. Then also you touched upon the content of his speech. You went through basically what he spoke. Here I would like to give a recommendation to the evaluators. Normally the mistake that we do is we try to sort of repeat the speech that the speaker has already given. We think this is analysis, but this is not, you're not analyzing the speech, you're just repeating the speech. And as audience members, we've already listened to that speech. So try to see what okay, how you as an evaluator, you need to see how that content, whatever content the speaker has given, how effective it was in giving the message that they wanted to give. So in that sense, I felt you could have, maybe you can think about how you can improve your evaluations in the upcoming this one. And especially in a club level speech where there's specific objectives. So it's better to start your evaluations by refreshing the objectives of the speech, and then compare, and then whatever points, positives or recommendations you're giving, to say how the speaker has met those objectives, with the positives and recommendations you're giving. So even though when we went to the improvements, and you eventually said that this is a research-related project, and you gave a recommendation based on that, saying that you could have given more facts and figures. So if you do that from the beginning itself, then that gives you sort of template upon which you can start evaluating the speech. Obviously, in a contest speech is a bit different. That is different, but since today we'll be talking about the club level club speeches, so the starting point is the objective of the speech. Start with the objectives and then move on. Improvements, I feel like we can be a bit more, give more in-depth recommendations. Generally, we stick with, body language or voice modulations, but we can go into the content and see how you can, give some more substantive improvements. Otherwise, I think you did a fantastic job. Very positive. I'm sure all the evaluations, all the evaluations you will do will never hurt any speaker, and that's very important. But just keep in mind about these tics. I'm sure you'll be one of our champion evaluators. Well done. Next, Toastmaster Ravish. Again, amazing, positive opening. You're very, relaxed, and it also puts, when the evaluator is relaxed and very calm, it puts the speaker also in that same mode of, state of mind. And both of you as evaluators have done that very well. Toastmaster Ravish, straight off the bat, you mentioned the objective of the speech. You said that this is, a repeat project. So I sort of got confused. Like, is it it's two different objectives for the two different evaluators? So I'm not sure who was, did something. But anyway, I got two different evaluations, two different objectives from two different evaluators. So it's okay. You talked about the purpose of the speech. Like, this is you have to get a feedback, and then you mentioned what was the feedback given to him. And then throughout your, whatever you had given, you analyzed the speech, you talked about how the speaker met those objectives. And I felt you did a really good job of analyzing the speech. You took the content and then you actually told us how that content supported the message of the speaker. So this is what an evaluator needs to do. We don't need to repeat what the speaker has said. We all listened to that, or the speaker already knows what he has said. We need to tell them how effective, what kind of techniques that they used, to bring out the effectiveness of the speech. Again, I think improvements, you could have given a bit more challenging improvements. Let's not be whitewashy evaluators. Let us give, some good tough evaluations as well. So overall, I think both of you are off to a great start. And thank you for the opportunity. And back to you, DT Amitabh.
Just one clarification. Regarding the objective, I considered Nilesh Verma for the objectives. I got all the speech objective from him only. So
Sure.
that's why I included my evaluation. And I shared the form also with them. So that's all.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you very much, DTM Vijay Kumar. And you know why DTM Vijay Kumar is a champion evaluator. So he has picked on some of the very important elements of that evaluation from both the evaluators. Though I understand there has been a little bit of confusion with regard to the objectives of the speech. And Toastmaster Ravish has already consulted the speaker to understand the objectives of the speech. What about Toastmaster Rahul? Did you consult the speaker?
Yeah, I talked to Toastmaster Nilesh, and what I got feedback, it is speech 4 of Pathways Level 1. So it is a research related. So I looked in that aspect.
So very nice. Here the speaker has been successful in confusing the evaluators. But in any case, like, both of you have done your homework, and that is an excellent part of it. And some of the points which Vijay has mentioned in this were exactly something which I have noted down here as well. So I don't want to repeat it and waste more time of the audience. So thank you very much, DTM Vijay, for your time, your effort, and your contribution. And Toastmaster Rahul and Toastmaster Ravish Malpani for joining me in this workshop. And of course, Toastmaster Nilesh Verma for presenting such a nice speech. So, and of course, our VP Education and President for giving me this opportunity to present this workshop to you all. Thank you very much. And sorry for taking most of your time. Over to you.
Yeah, I am not confusing. I'm giving them challenging time.
Okay, that's not intended. That should not be intended. Okay.
Thank you, DTM Ajit, for that very helpful workshop, and especially for the new members. I'm sure with the knowledge that we have gained through this fine workshop, Arabians will continue to build the tradition of having the best evaluators in the division. Thank you once again. May I now request the vote counter to Toastmaster Chinmaya to please announce the results of the prepared speech and the evaluation sessions, and I'll also request the President to give away the ribbons and the certificates virtually.
I think we have another category remaining, that best role player. Should I launch that one or no need?
Yes, yes, please do, please do. We'll have a poll, the ballots for the best role player of this day.
Okay, so I'm launching that one.
Yes.
Please vote for the best role player. We have 10 more seconds. Okay, so I'm closing the polling. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chinmay. And how long will you take to announce the
ready.
results? Okay. Can we now have the results?
Okay, thank you. So the best, I'm sharing the screen now.
Yeah.
First, the best evaluator award. I'm sharing the screen. It goes to Toastmaster Abhilas. Can you see my screen?
No, not.
It to be displayed.
No.
You can share it later.
You can share it later. I think you can just announce the results now.
Okay, so this is, and the best speaker award goes to Madam Toastmaster Sheetal Agrawal. And the best role player award goes to Madam Toastmaster Sneha. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Chinmaya. The ribbons and the certificates will be displayed in our WhatsApp and our Facebook accounts. Fellow Toastmasters, Arabians, and guests, I've thoroughly enjoyed taking up this assignment after a break. And a tip to the new members, I have also realized that taking such long breaks is not such a good idea, and that indeed constant practice makes perfect. So please take up regular assignments. But before I sign off, I would once again request all of you to pledge ourselves and our support to help build this great nation, which has helped build our dreams and aspirations. May this great country thrive and flourish with each passing year. Wishing you all a very happy Saudi National Day. And with that, I will be handing over the control of the meeting to the President.
Thank you, ma'am, for this wonderful session. Thanks a lot for it's almost 9:40. I did not see the time running fast. Wonderful session. And thanks to DTM Majid for conducting an informative and interesting workshop. Zoom master, we can share it later, no issues.
Okay, now done. Okay, thank you.
Okay,
I'll share
thank
it
you.
through WhatsApp. Yep.
The 4 words in the workshop: show that you care. Really, interesting words which I felt when our past president, today's Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sneha, evaluated my icebreaker. Like when you have friends around to take care of you, nothing else is required, right? That will be a happy life to cherish forever. I really like that 4 words, that evaluator should show that he or she cares for the speaker. Thank you for this wonderful workshop. TM Amitabh. Dear Arabians, few informations to be shared. Today, our club growth director, DTM Cesc Valencia, announced that we Arabians are going to get 2 awards. The first one, the Saturday Award for inducting 5 new members in August and September 2020. The second one is Spotlight Award to Arabians for renewing more than 20 members in this month. Please give a big round of applause to all the members. And we have 2 members who have completed level 1. Let me share their awards. I would request our DTM Ajit to join me to award these members.
Congratulations to the awardees, but I'm really not sure how to join.
Once, let me share my screen. Are you able to see the award? The first award to Toastmaster Vasanti, completing level 1 in
excellent
mastery.
Thank you. Thank you.
And the second one, the second one to Toastmaster Rahul for completing level 1 in motivational strategies.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Congratulations.
Thanks for the
congratulations. Congratulations, Toastmaster Rahul.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Rahul and Toastmaster
Keep it
Vasanti.
up. Keep it up, Toastmaster Vasanti and Toastmaster Rahul.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Great start. Great start.
Congratulations. Next, our YouTube channel is on with the great efforts of our Toastmaster Vasanti. I request all Arabians to subscribe to that channel. All our recordings will be uploaded in that YouTube channel. Next, we have a special meeting on September 30th. That's to bid farewell to DTM Ajit, who will be leaving Saudi Arabia on final exit in the first week of October. So please do join and let us all be present on that meeting. Okay, now the floor is open. Any more points to be discussed? Okay, having heard none, I adjourn this meeting. Thank you. Let us have a group picture.
John, your
EPP here
camera.
is Ambika ma'am, if possible, can you please? Okay, you can take note.
All right. So 1, 2, 3, cheese. Big smiles, everyone, please. Once more. 1, 2, 3. Cheese. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
So someone wants to continue host like they are.
Yeah, Ajit said it is a surprise news.
Really?
Yeah, we did not think.
I'm getting retired.
No. You're still young, huh?
Yeah. I don't know how are you looking at me? Like, it's your imagination must be running really wild to make me look young. Or maybe like you're looking at you're looking at a negative film of my black and white picture.
You are getting the air ticket to go away? No, flights are still not on.
Yeah, it's on. The flights are on. Okay, there are limited flights, of course. Yeah, you need to schedule it.
We're trying to hold him back for one more month, but he's agreeing.
No, but gentlemen, I'm not going to go away from Arabian Toastmasters Club. I'm going to be available, so I hope I should be able
that's
to
great news.
participate. I should be able to participate as long as
Really
Zoom meeting goes, and if after the Zoom meeting you'll have to give me a visit visa.
to come at Puri restaurant, yes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Somebody
We'll
sponsoring.
ask KYTB to give a visit visa.
Not MITB. I don't want to go get MITB visit visa.
MITB visa will not come out without any conditions. You know?
It comes out with a lot of conditions, a lot of strings attached. But of course, it's.
Have you decided on the date, Ajit?
The flight schedules for the flight schedules for the first week of October is still not open. I'm waiting for it to be announced, and I'm looking for, because I believe Emirates is going to come up. I'm trying for Emirates. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
So it's,
well, unfortunately, because of the time, we couldn't have any guests to speak. We had so many guests. We still have some guests on board, I guess.
we need to have enough disturbance for the 30th meeting. Yeah, Suresh, save
Disturbance?
the thunder for that. Save the thunder for the 30th.
Disturbance, you ask the younger one, Sangeeta.
Whenever some noise is required or disturbance is required, why do all fingers point at me?
No, you're the longest one.
This time, Madam Toastmaster Vasanti was also equally culprit. And I saw some nice dinner being served there. And
Sorry, he was not aware that the video is on. He was eating. And after that, I got a message from Sangeeta. Thanks to Sangeeta that she messaged me without knowing. Sorry.
Yeah. So we got to see some finer aspects of your
culinary
lights.
30th is what day? 30th?
30th is Wednesday. I think no.
30th
is
Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
So it will be only online meeting, or some we were looking to have a get together at least.
I'm okay for a get together because I'm now safe, Yeah, and of course I'm safe for all of you too, but I don't know whether each other could say the same.
This is that's not a question, but where should we meet? That is the question.
Really?
We can meet at Asha's. It's fabulous.
Wow.
Yeah,
yeah, I know. That's very crowded, but very crowded.
It's already open, I
very
believe.
crowded. It's open, but it's.
Where is it? Where is it in Kobar?
You know that cheesecake factory?
Yeah.
Al-Ajjan Walk.
Yes.
Yes, Kubar Cornish area.
Cornish,
It is.
Cornish.
Yeah. Shamalia.
Cornish, yeah. It's a very, I think so far the best Indian restaurant in Saudi Arabia so far. Oh, maybe like someone in. I haven't been there, but it is. I heard it's a good one also. But that is in Movenpick.
Yeah, that's good. Movenpick is very good. Delhi Darbar. No, what Darbar? I forgot the name of the thing.
No, it's
But
not Delhi
Bhatia.
Darbar.
No, Chef Bhatia is there.
No.
No, not Delhi Darbar. I forgot the
No,
name.
there's a name for it. It's forgot. Anyway, so thank you for all of you to stay awake this late.
So we are really enjoy your evaluation session, the way you conduct, and I feel this evaluation of the evaluators is really needed for new evaluators like us.
Yeah, actually I took too much time in presentation. That was not the intent. The presentation should have been shorter, but only thing is that there was not enough practice, so it went on and on. And actually, the presentation, the Vijay's presentation is the most valuable piece in it, because then he points out where which should be avoided. Like one point, like I do make the same mistake whenever I go for evaluation. I tend to repeat what the speaker has already spoken. This is a common mistake we all make.
But you said in your speech, enacting the speaker. That means that you have to repeat, no?
No, enact on the improvements. See, for example, if you have got a point of improvement, say the speaker has said something in that speech, or maybe in his conclusive sentence in that speech was not powerful enough, then probably the evaluator can enact that as to how it should be presented. Not giving an account of what he has already spoken.
It's like demonstrating how it's to be done,
Exactly.
not exactly repeating. Yeah.
Yes.
See, you can tell easy to point out what mistake he made or she made, but when you actually show how to do it, learning is better.
That's exactly what I meant. That's exactly what I meant. Right.
Because it's not like being an armchair critic. It's like trying to help the speaker to develop or improve. It's not just criticizing or saying this you didn't do well or this you did well, but in fact telling how she could also or he could also improvise and do better.
Also, it was delightful to listen to Sneha ma'am after a long time.
Yeah, that theme, it has come out very nice about.
Sneha ma'am was ID.
Sneha ma'am was in hibernation.
Absolutely.
The idea of the flag and all that, it's very good.
She needs some pressure only to bring out the creative genius.
Ajit sir, I have a doubt. Hello, Ajit sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question. I saw many evaluators present their evaluation in the form of some preform story. I felt so, or you presented us a bouquet. So is that a good
That's
idea?
a cliched one. Box of chocolates, bouquet of thing. All the roses were good. One was wilted. Some thorns were there.
Yes.
These are all cliched.
It's not good. It's not good. Actually, it loses the credibility of the evaluator.
Absolutely.
Evaluator has to be, he is not there to show off himself. He's there to help the speaker to understand the weak points and the strong points. So in that, you have to present it more straightforward, package it nicely, and present it straightforward. That's what I guess is the right way. That's what
Absolutely
is the right way. Yeah.
It's not about the prowess of the evaluator. It's about how much the speaker is benefited by the.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, and one more thing for the evaluation, like whenever we are listening to the speech, we start taking the notes, but in that time we are miss some part of the speech. So
it's very important. See, what happens is that, you know, it all depends on, for a person like you, Toastmaster Rahul, it shouldn't be a problem in memorizing it and bringing it out. But for people like me, it's a bit of a problem because
it's the other way.
some memory cells have lost along with the hair. So
actually, Rahul, I'll share a secret here. You know, most of the time I get overwhelmed by the speaker. I don't take any notes. You know, all the time I know my thing is empty, and then I start recollecting. Then slowly I form the idea. But in my initial days, like what you said is correct. Initial days, what I used to do, I used to draw a line like a T. You know, all the positives and the negatives. Write down quickly, 1, 2, 3, and then I used to look at the best ones which I want to present. This is what I used to do in the beginning stage. But over the years, when you get used to it, now you can just sit down and start recollecting what went out well or what did not go on well, then form your ideas and come and deliver. Initially, I used to put a table like that and write what positives and negatives, you know. But that will go after some time, you know, just come and you can, most of us like Ajit or Umar or myself, we just come and speak extemporaneously, hardly any reference to any notes, you know, because we just kind of think of what was good or what was bad or not good or could be improved and just come and deliver it there. That comes with experience.
Please exclude me from that club.
Exactly.
Because I need to write down. I need to write down. I just can't recollect. Many times I find it very difficult. What sentence he spoke? Exact sentence, you know. If you want to paraphrase it, if you want to tell them the same thing as to how to present it more effectively, you should not tell something else other than what he said.
Absolutely.
You have to tell them the exact same sentence and say that you should present it like this. So when you say that, you should recollect that sentence, and I can't do that. I have to write it down. And many times it has so happened that end of the speech, and I'm writing it. What the hell was the title?
That happens.
Yeah, I actually
write the title.
No. I have to correct myself. I'm not saying that it's all the time. I don't write anything. That's not fair. Correct. You write the title, you write the opening, you write the closing. But you know what? You cannot, some sentence which you felt was important, or some you know, a word or dialogue. Those things you need to write down differently. You can't. You know, but then after that, when you come to deliver it, most of us don't carry any paper, no?
Yeah, that's right. It's very difficult to read from the paper. You'll always fumble and fluster.
See, what happens when you start referring to the paper, now you run off, you start depending on the paper. Your creative ideas will not come out. You just start reading what you wrote, you know? Right. So it was always a confusion whether to refer the paper or read from the mind. Then finally, I decided not to use the paper anymore. Use the paper till you come to the stage. Look at it, all that you've written, and then try to recollect and come back and deliver it. I mean, that will come with practice. I mean, this is no fixed idea, Rahul. You have to develop your own. You can carry the paper with you, and if that suits you, fine. Like TM Kumar always carries the paper with him. You know, it's okay, and he delivers fantastic evaluations. You know, not to take any. There's no box for delivering extempore or anything like that. You know? So ultimately, what is that the speaker should develop? I mean, benefit maximum from the evaluation. Not whether you use the paper or don't use the paper or paraphrase it differently or whatever. It's finally, if the speaker is benefited, your job is done.
You know, another thing is this
initially.
Toastmaster Rahul, another thing which I want to say is
I think initially you can use paper.
Yeah.
Actually,
you can just make bullet points, Rahul. That's
exactly.
If you miss out, if you're feeling you're missing out on the speech, just make bullet points make a division, and I do plus on this side and minus on the improvements on one side. Just make notes of one single sentence of maybe long pauses or whatever the improvements to be done, just so that you don't miss out on the speech itself.
Yeah. Rahul, actually,
that's what I want to say.
What I'm finding actually when I'm counting on the positive, then I have hardly any time to reflect on the area for improvement. So that also the time management I have to look.
That's why it should go simultaneously, Rahul. Just make a line in the middle, and simultaneously should be noticing the positives and the negatives. And then once the speech is over, then you can elaborate on each bullet point that you have made.
You know, Rahul, another issue which I face because of writing down. One thing is that you are in a hurry because you don't want to miss anything in the speech. You write very fast. And then sometimes you don't understand what you wrote. For me, I can't understand what I wrote myself. I know, and then I start fumbling when I'm looking at it. I'm not able to read what I wrote and what I think. So I stopped using the paper completely. This is personally a problem with me because I sometimes can't read my own handwriting.
Handwriting is bad as
It's
well.
very true, sir.
That's great.
It's very true with me too.
Did you Suresh sir?
Yes.
Ravish here.
Yes, Ravish.
Sir, I just even I was on same stage. I was preparing for the first time, so I just need one advice from senior people that the evaluation criteria is also mentioned in the TMI, which I downloaded the forms. So it is advisable to stick to those criteria, parameters, and provide, or these are only guide factors.
It's a guideline only. Because they cannot, it has to be based, that's a reference point, but your evaluation should be essentially based on how or what the speaker delivered.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm hijacking Ajit. You're the workshop president.
No, absolutely. This is a discussion, and you all are much more experienced in this evaluation business than me.
No, Ajit,
So,
we're all on the same boat.
yeah. Somebody was telling me senior most in every means. Time to retire. So
yours is a voluntary retirement.
Yeah,
he's not old.
Question here is that here today's contains how the speaker has met the objective. It is important, but at the same time, what I was trying to tell Suresh is that, and probably Suresh has meant the same, is that we have to stretch the speaker's ability. You must